Hey, this is Beverly Bozeman. I am the creator of About Her Ministry and the soon-to-be-released best-selling book, Diary of a First Lady, Shiloh Grammar. Thank you so much for stopping by. Happy Sunday, everybody. Be sure and share this broadcast with your Facebook friends and family. Any groups you might belong to, I would greatly appreciate it. Today, I wanted to talk about just briefly being a successful failure. And I know that might sound kind of crazy. How can you be a successful failure? How can you be successful and a failure at the same time? Being a successful failure, it really means doing something until you complete it. Setting a goal and reaching the goal. You might stumble, you might fall. It might take you the process of starting and stopping, but you eventually get it done. That's what being a successful failure is. There are a lot of components to it, and it's really about your tenacity. It's really about your desire to get it done. No matter what, no matter who says what, no matter who you have to stop dealing with. Being a successful failure means not stopping, regardless. So there are like benefits to being a successful failure. One of the benefits is that you'll find out what doesn't work faster, right? Like for me, when I first started writing books, I knew that I had thoughts in my head and I had stories in my head. I had answers that I needed to go ahead and get out, right? But I had never taken any classes on how to write a book. I had just had the experience of writing scripts for drama ministries to do plays and skits and things like that. That was the only experience that I had. So I did a lot of research and I wrote stuff, and then I attempted to put books out, and it wasn't successful because I would run into roadblocks, things I really wasn't prepared for because I didn't know what to do. So every attempt that did not work was considered a failure, not just by me, but by some of the other people who knew that I was trying to write a book. And we are our own worst critic all the time, right? So every time in the very, very beginning, this was, way back years ago, whenever I would attempt something in regards to writing a book and it didn't work, I was like, I'm a failure. I'm not even going to do it anymore. But it was that something inside that would not allow me to just stop and never go back to it. So I found out, okay, I got this far with it. So I know that this part of it will work. Let me change the end part and see what type of result I'm going to get. And being a successful failure means that you are determined to take the time and honor the process. You're going to take the time and go through the necessary steps that it's going to take for you to be successful. Whether you know the steps or not, whether somebody helps you understand the steps, whether somebody guides you through the steps, regardless, you are going to go through the process. If you have to start over, if you have to back up, if you have to add stuff, change stuff, use more money, find the money, find the time, create the time, be better with your time management, be better with your money. It's the process of it. Once a part of it does not work, and then you find out how to get better at it, that's going to help you to get to the end results a whole lot faster. You'll find out what doesn't work. Trial and error is like anything in life, really. Parenting, learning a new trade, anything. Okay, and then the next thing is when it comes to being a successful failure, you'll discover things about yourself. When I was learning how to write and publish my own books, I found out a lot about myself. I found out that if I really wanted to get the book out, or at least get certain parts of the book, set specific goals concerning the book, I knew that I had to stay up a certain amount of time to a certain time of evening. I knew I had to get up at a certain time of the day. I knew that I had to adjust my time on the weekends to give me more time. I had to do more domestic stuff like cleaning the house and doing stuff with my daughter or whatever. I had to work around that. I had to, like, if she had some type of event, like she had to go and practice somewhere, or she had to a doctor's visit or whatever, I had to take those items with me so that I could work on it while I was there. So I knew that I was good at scheduling how to get things done. I knew that I was good at managing my time for that specific purpose. Not to say that I was a great time manager, period. But I knew that in order to get to this part of getting the book done, that I had to be better with my time management. So that entailed me writing things down, having a to-do list, putting things in a particular planner, keeping the planner with me, so that if I got on the phone with somebody and they were like, well, let's do this, let's do that, I'm going to the so-and-so and I need you to go with me, or can you call me at a certain time so we can talk about whatever. I had my planner, and I knew, well, I won't be free until whatever time. So I knew my limits. I knew the things that I was capable of because of the failure pieces of the process, if that makes sense. So that's one of the things that you'll have to do when you're trying to get things done, even if it's something as simple as losing weight, which I'm working on right now. There's going to be a process, and once you move through the process, you're going to discover what you can and cannot do. Like, you can't go over to so-and-so's house on an empty stomach if you're trying to lose weight, because she always got the good snacks over there. She cooks like she is getting paid, so you have to be full. You have to go over to so-and-so's house on a full stomach. You know, you will learn things about yourself as you are in the process of accomplishing stuff. It's a part of lessening the failures, if that makes sense. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. But if you make the adjustments as you need to, the failure parts don't come as often, because you're having more successes in between, and the failure portions of it are not as devastating, because how does the saying go? The learning curve tends to be flatter. You kind of, in my opinion, you kind of mash them down a little. They go down a little faster and a little deeper every time you learn. So another thing that you'll learn as you become a successful failure is you can look at those who have failed successfully and use them as a template for your own success. For example, Thomas Edison, I think they said he tried what is the thing called? Okay, well, he tried to make the light bulb like 1,000 times or over 1,000 times. The filament that goes into the light bulb, he tried to do something with that. He created it and tried to get it to work, and it was like over 1,000 times that it failed. And he was interviewed about the process once he kind of got it up and going. And he was being interviewed about creating the light bulb. And, well, you attempted it over 1,000 times and it didn't work. You failed. And so how do you feel about that type of question? And he said, it's not that I failed 1,000 times. I found out 1,000 ways that it didn't work. And I heard that story years ago. I read it in some book, and not until recently it really kind of dawned on me that that's how we are. Once we set a goal and we attempt to accomplish it and it doesn't work out for us, we have just found a way that it doesn't work. If it's something that we really want to do, really need to do, or really have to do, we're going to make it work. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it's the failures that come in between the time we say go and the time we like done. It's completed. There's so many in between, but those particular failures we can also take into another goal. We just have to pay attention to it and ignore the frustrations that come, because when I was first learning how to write and publish my own books, I got frustrated a lot because I just didn't have any type of help. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any money. All I had was a will to get it done, and my time was limited. I was a single parent, working a full-time job, serving in the church that I was going to on a couple of different ministry teams. So I knew that my time was limited, but I got it done. You know, I have a couple of books out. And another person who had failed successfully was Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders had this recipe for fried chicken, and he was going around place to place trying to get people to buy his recipe, or at least help him to get the money to start his own restaurant. And he was turned down. I don't even remember how many times that he was turned down, but he was like in his 70s when somebody finally said yes. There's a whole story behind all of that or whatever, but the point of it is he was like well into his age. He was in his 70s when somebody said yes, and now KFC, no longer Kentucky Fried Chicken, which was the original name of it, and his face with the, you know, bow tie and all of that. That shows your age if you know what I'm talking about. But he was well into his 70s when he got put on. So if you are, to me, regardless of your age, it doesn't matter when you start, as long as you get started, as long as you don't stop and be a successful failure. It's about the end portion, yes, reaching your goal, you know, accomplishing whatever it is, but it's the in between that's going to help you for your next goal. Because I know there is no way you're going to set a goal of whatever, and once you reach it, I'm done. I've done all I'm gonna do with my life. I'm just gonna cruise on through till it's time for me to close my eyes. For real, if you learn how to do something successfully, something that's on your to-do list, or a challenge that you have faced, you mean you're not going to master that thing so that you can replicate it again? Another person who has failed successfully, and that was Tyler Perry. I have studied and studied, because I'm going to, you know, take my books and turn them into plays and stuff. So I have been studying his whole playwright career. Not just, you know, watching what he's put out, but the interviews he's done, and the articles about him, and the videos that he's done on YouTube and all that good stuff. And he really failed successfully. He's like a billionaire now, and he started out doing the same play over and over and over again, 7 years, 6 years straight, and didn't make like any money. Lost money, renting out the theater, doing all of this advertising, and ended up losing his place to stay, losing his job on top of job on top of job, you know, job loss or whatever. Ended up living out of his car, and now homie is a billionaire and has the largest filmmaking studio in the whole entire country, bigger than Sony Pictures and MGM and all of these folks. A billionaire, from your car, living in your car, to a billionaire, honey. He is a prime example of failing successfully. So what you can do, depending upon what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you can find the people who have done what it is that you are trying to do. Even if it's something that hasn't been done yet, there has got to be somebody who's similar in that particular field, who has done something similar, and you can kind of model yourself after their successful failure or whatever. So there are plenty of people. That's, you know, another benefit of failing successfully. You have people to look at for guidance. Another thing is you can challenge yourself. If, like, I needed to, like, my first full novel, I had a deadline set, and I knew that I had to get it done no matter what, you know, unless it was something beyond my control to where there was no way I could get it done. I was like, I just got to get it done. And I challenged myself to come straight home from work and do the particular thing that needed to get done, take a break, help my daughter with her homework, cook, do whatever it is I needed to do, cut off the TV, not answer the phone, not go out with friends, Some evenings I didn't even eat because I didn't want to take the time away. And I was up 3 o'clock in the morning doing work before work. Not going out on the weekends. Not like I was a big, person on going out, but sometimes, going out with the friends and stuff, I had to cut that out. So I challenged myself. And once I got the book done, it was so rewarding to me for even deciding to cut out certain things and pushing myself to getting it done. And once I did, I was like, there's no excuses now. Just like, I don't know if y'all are familiar, those who might not be familiar with me, there was a chair that I was wanting to get for my particular, for my office or whatever, and I couldn't find a chair within my price range. And the chair that I had, it was in great condition. It just didn't match the color theme of the room. And so I was like, why don't I just take the cover off and put, or at the very least find a cover to put on it and wrap it around it, and it'll be up against the wall anyway. Nobody's gonna see the back. But I challenged myself, instead of just putting some covers on it and tuck it and tape it and stuff. It's a chair that I use. I sit in it for different things. So I challenged myself to take the cover off. I didn't have to use any new hardware. I didn't have to use any new foam or anything like that. I got on YouTube, found out what I needed to find out, studied, and reupholstered my own chair. I have a video and pictures and things, and that's to encourage other people that if I, who don't know anything about upholstery, can take the cover off of a chair and reupholster it myself, complete with hot glue gun and staples and all this other stuff, anybody can do that too. So with your successful failures, as you challenge yourself to get that particular thing done, you have a point of reference to where you can look back and say, if I could get that done, then I know I can do this next thing. So you'll find strength within yourself and imagination within yourself and all of that. And so the last thing is, when it comes to being a successful failure, one of the major things you're going to have to do is ignore the naysayers. There are always going to be people who will tell you that you can't do it. This is why you can't do it. X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. You just got to ignore them. Even if they're in your family, even if you share the bed with them, even if they, regardless. I ain't saying be mean to them and let them happy. Well, you don't know nothing and you ain't doing nothing, and I ain't talking about all that. Whatever they say, be like, okay, you can't do that because this is why it's not going to work. Because the city is not going to let you open that up because of da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So nobody in our family has ever done X, Y, and Z. So that's why I don't think you'll be able to do it. You might be able to do this other thing. Try something else to do da-da-da-da. Okay. All you do is okay. Because I have like this awesome idea business-wise, and I know it'll make money. It's something that hasn't been done yet, and I live in a little old small town, but I know for a fact that it'll be a money maker. I don't know, I won't say millions of dollars, but I think it'll make money, and I think it'll be fun to do. And I mentioned it to somebody, and they was talking about, and I was going to partner up with somebody, and they was talking about, they didn't say how I couldn't do it because they knew not to. Don't tell me what I can't do, honey. Because it'll be 3 weeks later. Here I is. I got it. It's done. Don't tell me what I can't do because you're going to lose every time. But they told, said something to and about the other person partnering up with me and how they, I don't think they should do that because of X, Y, and Z. They got this going on and they got that going on and they, do whatever. I don't think they should do it with you because they just, I couldn't speak for the other person. The other person had to speak up for themselves. And, and it's still in my spirit to do it. I ain't saying God said, but I just feel so strong about it that it won't leave me alone. So I'm piecing together my research. I haven't told anybody about it except 1 or 2 people, but I'm always talking to folks about what I think is a good idea. So the idea just flies. I don't think anybody takes me serious when I say I think it's a good idea. If somebody does 1, 2, 3 ABC, everybody's like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Y'all get a pen and write this down. Take a recording, capture this recording. Beverly Ann Worthy Bozeman is a genius, honey. I got some ideas for your hind parts. It ain't just about business. I got some ideas. God has truly blessed me to be an idea incubator, honey. You give me an idea and I will turn that thing around. This is how you do it. This is what you need to do. And you can be successful at it. I know that. I have a ton of ideas. But anyway, that's irrelevant. I ignored the naysayers on that. And it's something that I'm going to do. I know nothing about it, but I just know it'll work. I've been doing my research a little here, a little there. It's definitely doable. Ain't nobody else doing it. And even if somebody else was to do it, I got the thing for it to make it unique. I don't care if somebody else has the exact same thing, but you ain't gonna do the exact same thing like I do it. Writing my books, figuring out how to get stuff done, how to be my own publisher. That has given me the confidence to know that I can ignore the naysayers because I am proof positive of what I can do. If you ignore the naysayers in your life, there is no telling what you can do too. I encourage people on a regular basis. Ignore the naysayers. I used to say, give them the middle finger and go on about your business, but I ain't supposed to talk like that. But that part's still true. Just ignore them. And just challenge yourself, man. Stop telling people what it is that you want to do, what you got to do, what the Lord has told you to do. Shut up. Get you a journal. Like me. I got this from Five Below. Look how thick it is. How cute it is. And I got an old box of pens, honey. And I'm jotting my stuff down. And why don't you do that too? If you live with people and you feel like they're going through your stuff, lock it up. Lock it up. Don't worry about what's in there. It ain't none of your business. Or I'm planning a surprise party for you and I don't want you to know what's going on. Something. Anyway, just time ain't waiting on nobody. And this ain't a doom and gloom, end of the world type of speech right here. But it is what it is. My birthday is tomorrow, if God say so. And I'll be 49. And 49, I'm like, already? But you know, it is what it is. And I'm like, I have accomplished X, Y, and Z, but I said I would have accomplished the whole alphabet by now. Time ain't waiting on us. So time ain't waiting on you like it ain't waiting on me. If you got some stuff that you want to get done and you don't know how to get it done or where to start or whatever, just DM me and I will do what I can to at least point you in the right direction. I don't know everything about everything, but I am a heck of a researcher. So to me, I have kind of mastered researching, and I can give you some sites and some things to help you get your research done, some formulas, some templates or whatever. I'll do what I can to at least point you in the right direction. So anyways, that's about it. Be sure and share this broadcast with your Facebook friends and family in the groups that you belong to. My book is coming out. The launch date is set for the end of the month. This week, the book is done. I just need to get this website situation straight so that everybody can go to the website and order, pre-order and order from the website. So the website is being completed. Be on the lookout for the pre-order forms and all of that. You can look at my stay tuned to my page. I'm going to do some advertising about the book so you can kind of get to know the characters a little bit more. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius, pull off the impossible every day, and let's be glamorous, godly girls.